Hello, it's Casper again. Welcome to another Umbraco tutorial. As I speak right now, the video that I just made, which is about the installing Umbraco via WebMatrix, is being uploaded right now. So, going straight for the next one. In this one, I thought I'd cover a subject probably a lot of people are thinking about, and that is multilingual content, also known as having more languages on your website. That is a very nice thing that a lot of users would like, or a lot of web agencies, and for this Umbraco is also very good in a lot of ways. To be honest, and I'd like to share my concerns here, the only way I've seen Umbraco fail, and I've felt that hard, was with commerce, like web shops. It doesn't fail, but it fails if your client, let's say you're a small firm like the one I work in at the moment, is very small, and the clients you have aren't multi-millionaires or anything like that. They're not going to want to pay, for example, at the moment, I think Ucommerce, they cost 4,000 euros a year. There are not many people that small companies that want to pay for that. So that at the moment is a bit lacking if you want many products with variants and stuff like that, and also that you want an interface, and that's where we had many problems when I made this. Was or when I made a web shop once in Umbraco, was that the end user who was to administrate all the stuff in the back end had to have many sub nodes all the time. So there was a node, and then there was a sub node, and then a top node, sub node, sub node, sub node, and that's just way too much clicking around for any user. They don't want to do that, so then they'd rather go with something like WordPress and WooCommerce, which is also free, and a lot of let's face it, there's a shit ton of WordPress programmers, so to speak, out there as compared to ASP.NET. But we all know what's best, don't we? That's why we're here. So let's get started. That was just a quick thing that happened to me. Let's open up Umbraco. Now my Visual Studio is having a little bit of a loading thing here. There we go. Okay, so let's open up our test application. I think this is the one we used. Why, there's the Umbraco tester. I've had loads of projects. Let me just see, was this the one? Oh. There we go, this was the one. Okay, so far we have something that doesn't look very good, to be honest. But you've probably styled it better than I have. I'll probably do a tutorial on styling this at some point, but we'll cover that later. Okay, so let's log into our backend in a minute. There we go, and /Umbraco. So what we want first is here we have our home page and all our stuff here. Let's just say now that the site is complete. We've done the whole site, and this is what it's going to be. Now we need to make multiple languages. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our settings, and we're going to go to languages, and right now we have two. We have United Kingdom and Danish for Denmark. That's where I live. So yeah, that's all perfect. We need these two languages, so we're going to go back here, and then we're going to right click on this node and go to cultures and host names. And right here it just says inherit, but we want to go to ENGB for English or Great Britain, and save it. Now the site knows that this is the one. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to right click, and then we're going to say copy, and then we're just going to copy under the content node. There we go. Press copy, and now we have a complete copy of the entire structure of what we had before. So we can start translating now. So instead of home page, then we can call this hjem, which means home in Danish. Put in there, and then Umbraco test side, and yeah, stuff like that. And then this is a test text I just wrote, stuff like that, and we can save and publish, and yep, and that looks pretty good. Now the only thing is, right, if we go in here it says hjem, and here it says, well, nothing. So at the moment, if we would like to go to the Danish site, we'd have to write hjem, and that doesn't look good either. So what we're going to do is, we're just going to go back a minute, then we're going to go into here, and we're now going to go into Visual Studio, we're going to go to the I think it's the Umbraco settings.config, but I could be wrong. Let me just check. User logged in. No, it's not here. It's the web.config. Now here we're going to search for hide, and then this one, Umbraco hide top level node from path. This we want to set to false. There we go. And now we're going to switch this a bit around. So now if we reload our site, we'll see now that the home in properties is still called YIMP, as you see, and then the home page is now called homepage. So what we're going to do now is we're going to rename this. So this one we'll call EN for English, just save that. But the page title can still be home, that doesn't matter. And then this one will be, instead of YIMP, it'll be DK. Save that. And now if we reload, yeah, okay, this one's called EN, but we could definitely change that so that instead of the name, we'll just write the title here. There we go. So that's good. And yeah, okay, if we reload, we get into that. We could also write /EN, and we would also get to the home page as well. Doesn't really matter. And if we try and go to DK, we'll get an error. I see search results, where document type search results. Okay, see, the problem about this is it's trying to find the search page, which it can't find because all the content here is not published. So we right click, and then we say publish. Where is it? There we go. If you want this, otherwise you can publish each one by itself, but then we'll publish all the subnodes. There we go, close it, and I think if we reload they should all be published. There we go. So now if we reload, there we go. And we get the Danish text. Pretty good, eh? Of course right now everything's still in English, so it's not going to look pretty that good either. But of course you know how to do this. Should not be a problem. Right, the next thing we want to do is we want to have a look at something called a dictionary, because here, so right now, you know, that's it. We could easily translate all this stuff. We could translate the you know, yeah, the search results, all the pages. But what if we want to something like a placeholder? For example, right now it says search, but in Danish it's called søg. Yeah, I know Danish is a weird language, but whatever. All this stuff we might want to change it, and also the contact page, maybe we want to say, you know, the Danish for name, and the Danish for message, and Danish for submit. So let's go and make it so we can do that, and this is really easy. My cat wants attention apparently. Okay, new dictionary item, and first we want to find out for what. So let's do it for the search placeholders, which is right, search placeholder. You can have spaces if you want. Just press create. Now we'll be put into here, and in here we'll just write search, and in Danish we'll write søg. We'll save it. And then now we'll just take this, there we go, go into our Umbraco installation, just close that, and then go to our master page. There we go. Oh, that's home, master. Ah, it's in navigation, of course. And then we have the placeholder, so we're going to remove that, and then we're going to write at Umbraco dot field, open close, and then the and the thing is, right here we want to do the double quotes, but if you know a bit about programming, then this is bad practice. So here we're going to do single quotes, otherwise there will be like double quotes inside double quotes, and that's never a good idea in .NET or PHP. So if you're going to have double quotes inside double quotes, either what you do is sometimes you can do the backward slash method. You can see that that destroys it completely. Then I think we could actually have them, if I remember correctly, or is it like? No, I think it's like this. Oh, sorry. Although it is giving me a bit of a fit. Don't think that's allowed actually. Nah. Anyway, the other method is just a lot easier, but it should be possible. There we go. And then in here we'll put, instead of just this, we're going to do a hashtag in front and then search placeholder, just as it is like this. And now, when we go back to our page, there, we'll go to home to the DK node, and see there it says search, and if we go back to the English, it also says search. And the reason for that is, if we go back, close it, then here on DK we want to right click and say cultures and host names and set that to Danish. Otherwise it won't understand that this is the Danish language. And the reason why, and you'll see now it should work, so let's go back to DK, and now it says soup. And the reason why it worked before, you might ask, well, why does this say it's a body text and this said the Danish version of it, even though I hadn't changed it? That is because the dictionary requires that you set the culture and host names, whereas this is derived from what you actually write inside these things here. So that's yeah, that would be why. Yeah, let me just chop. Sorry, contact information. Yep. Okie dokie. Okay, all good. There we go. Nice to know. Just got changes. Okay, so all there was left for me to do now in reality was to just change the what's it called, the language. Right, and I'm going to do a couple more of expansions, as I told you, because right now it doesn't look good here on the home page. There says DK and EN, so we want to change that. So let's go to our home page first, and instead of the name, we're going to take the that's why we have the page title. So now that can be home, I'll be using that instead. So what did I call that? My document type. I think I actually put it here. Page title. There we go. That's the alias. So I'd definitely like to use that instead. If not, you can do a completely new field for that if you want. And now if we reload, it says the GIMP instead. And we would probably like to do that as well inside our. Let me just see a minute. It's the navigation. So here, instead of the item.name, we want to do item.pageTitle, because it's the top level node we'll be displaying. And what did I change there? There we go, I did it in the wrong one here. We want to do homepage.pageTitle. And why doesn't that work? I think, to be honest, it is because if we go back here, inside the English we have both of these set. Inside Danish, no, we do. Very, very weird. Umbraco core models average content does not contain a definition for page title. Why would that be? I think I know why. Yeah, that's because we're using model.content. So of course before we could use .name because that's a property, but here we need to use get property value page title. Oh, okay, and reload. There we go. Now it says. Yep. And now there's only one thing remaining, and that would be to make a and yeah, it's fine, it says EN or DK there. The last thing we want to do is, if you ask me, it's nice to have a language switcher, and that is actually very easy to create on your own. But there are two things we want to do. First, we want to go to the home page, and we want to do a let's do a language tab, language. And then here we want to put in the we could put a name field, but let's not. Let's just put a an image field here, or let's call it a flag, image flag. Why not? Why not? And then we want to do the media picker, definitely, and we want to put that in language. Just space this out a bit. So image flag. There we go. Let's save it. And now if we go back, we have, of course, inside our language we have an image flag. So that's cool, but let's do a whole new place here inside our what's it called, our navigation. So there is all that going on, right? But let's go up now and create a new for each loop. So at for each, then we'll do variable languages or language in, then we'll just say languages. That's not been made yet, so we'll have to make it. Go. Okay. So if we're going to make languages, variable languages, we're going to make that equal to model.content ancestors or self. So we're going to take all the ancestors and put them into languages, all the top level nodes. Just put the number 1 in there just to be certain, so it always knows to take the top level nodes, and we're going to pop that into languages, and then we're going to echo out, what am I talking about, put out each language. So here we want to do the way we could do actually, yep, here from here we're just going to do language, no, variable image, because I can, is equal to language, oh, there we go, language dot get property value. We want to get the image flag. Oh, sorry, I wrote image. We want the image ID, and then variable image is equal to Umbraco dot media. I want the image ID. We've done this 1,000 times, or hopefully you have. I definitely have. I can remember this. So, and then we want to do an image tag. Why won't it let me do that? No, weird. Weird. There we go. So image source, and then it's an alt, I think it is called. There we go. Right, we have those two. So from here we'll do at image dot URL, and in the alt here we want to do let's just do image dot name. Just better to have something in there than nothing. And the best thing here, right, is we want to go in and say if, what's it called, if language dot has property image flag, then go ahead and do all this, because if we don't do this, why is this, okay, good. If we don't do this and leave the language here empty, we could also of course go into our document types and just say no, this is not allowed to be empty for the user. But if you somehow do that, or they get access to it and they play around with it, then if we don't set this and they try to load the site, it will completely die, like here. I must be either string or an integer. Ah, yeah, okay. Here, I think it's a good idea to do like this, if I remember correctly. Let's try again. No. Okay. Oh, then I think it's just Dr. string here. I never usually have any problems with this. Language that get property value. Anyway, let's just try and load something in a minute. Oh, there we go. Do we have any? Yeah, let's just try that. For example, that's for the English node, and that is for the Danish node as well. So you won't be able to see much, but no matter. Well, let's try and reload. Okay, now there's a thing here. So yeah, there we go. Don't know where this going to put us. Of course, there's no link around it. That is one more thing we need to remember. So here, a hyperreference, a shadow, a. What the hell is wrong with my IntelliSense? There we go. Just got to cheese it a bit, then it will give up. Apparently, very weird. Hyperreference. It knows where I'm at. And then we want the language dot URL. There we go. And here, inside here, we could do add language dot get property value, and that's why no, we're not going to put anything in there. So I'm a bit tired at the moment. It's very late. And /a. Go. Right, so just reload that a minute. Now you can see we have a link, and that's going to take us back to the English. And for some reason, it's not showing me any more than one. Why is that? Maybe this isn't this? Yes, it is published. Let me just do something here. Shouldn't do it like this, but never mind. So height 50 pixels and width 50 pixels. There we go. So there's one here, and that's the only one there is at the moment. Just out of curiosity, where would this put us? Okay, that's an EN. If we go to DK a minute, where would that put us? Okay, that's a DK. So why is that? Yeah, okay, let's not use this line anyway, so we'll do Umbraco dot typed content at root. Like that. I think it's better to use that. There we go. Okay, so I don't know why ancestors or self only took the first one, but anyway, now we have the both. So we have English and we have Danish. So now we have a language switcher. Pretty cool, eh? Yeah, I actually think that covers everything in this video. If you have any questions about this, please post them in the comments, and I'll try and answer them as well as I can. And if you have any ideas for future Umbraco tutorials, then please don't be afraid, like all the other people have already done, to send me a message, an email, whatever you like, and I'll try and cover it as well as I can. So yes, I think I'll stop the video making just for now, let you guys have these two videos, and I'll try and continue within the week or so. So thanks for encouraging me to continue to do this, and have a good evening.